Good evening to all of you, especially to you, Ma'am Mariam. By the way, I am Rizami Sabanta, and tonight I am going to tackle about the characteristic in selecting appropriate assessment tools. Assessment tools are critical in evaluating individuals' knowledge, skills, abilities, and attitudes. It helps educators in determining students' strengths, weaknesses, and identifying areas that require improvement. So when selecting an appropriate assessment tool, it is important to consider various characteristics to ensure that the tool is accurate, valid, and aligned with the intended purpose. So this report outlines the characteristics that should be considered when selecting appropriate assessment tools. There are 6 types of characteristics of an appropriate assessment tool. First one is validity. Second is reliability. Third, objectivity. Fourth, authenticity. Fifth, practicality. And lastly, sensitivity. Validity. The validity of an assessment tool refers to how well it measures what is intended to measure. So, to ensure the validity of the assessment tool, it is important to consider the appropriateness of the tool in measuring the intended outcome. Reliability. Reliability refers to the consistency of the result produced by the assessment tool. So the tool should produce the same results when administered to the same group of individuals at different times. Like test-retest reliability, enter-rater reliability, and internal consistency are some of the reliability measures that can be used to ensure the reliability of the assessment tool. Objectivity. Objectivity is important in ensuring that the assessment tool produces unbiased results. The tool should not be influenced by personal opinions, beliefs, or preferences. So, objective measures like multiple choice questions, standardized tests, and rating scales should be used to ensure objectivity. Authenticity. Authenticity is the extent to which an assessment tool measures real-world tasks or situations. It is important to ensure that the assessment tool reflects the actual task or situation that the individual will encounter in the real world. Practicality. Practicality refers to the ease of administering and scoring the assessment tool. So it is important to consider the time and cost involved in administering and scoring the assessment tool. So practicality ensures that the assessment tool can be easily integrated into the educational system without causing undue burden. Sensitivity. Sensitivity refers to the ability of the assessment tool to detect small differences in performance. It is important to ensure that the assessment tool is sensitive enough to detect changes in performance that are meaningful and relevant. In conclusion, selecting an appropriate assessment tool requires careful consideration of the characteristics outlined above. Validity, reliability, objectivity, authenticity, practicality, and sensitivity are important characteristics that must be considered when selecting an assessment tool. So, by selecting an appropriate assessment tool, educators can ensure that they obtain accurate and reliable information on the performance of the individuals being assessed. That's all, and thank you for listening.